Welcome, dear traveler. Tonight, we take a journey through time, through silence, through golden shadows and whispered memories. As the world around you quiets and the weight of the day falls gently from your shoulders, allow yourself to drift into the depths of ancient history. Carried on the winds of wonder, we begin in the eternal city Rome, not the Rome of cars and cobblestones, but the Rome of emperors and poets, of firelight and marble, of secrets buried beneath your feet. Beneath the modern city lies another world, a forgotten palace carved into the earth itself, hidden for centuries. This is the story of that palace, a story of ambition, of tragedy, of beauty, and of silence. Tonight, we entered the lost world of the Domus Aurea, the golden house of Nero. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your mind slowly unfold like parchment in a warm breeze. Our journey begins in the embers of a city reborn through flame. Chapter 1. The fire that changed Rome. Was the summer of 64 AD, and Rome buzzed with life. The markets were crowded, with bakers calling out their bread, jewelers polishing their silver under the sun, and children chasing each other through the narrow alleyways of the Suburra district. But one night, a spark lit the world on fire. Some said it began in the merchant stalls, others whispered it was fate, but the fire swept through Rome like a fever. For 9 days, the flames devoured temples and taverns, homes and shrines. The sky turned to ash. The air was thick with the scent of burning wood, oil, and stone. People ran through the streets, barefoot and afraid, clutching what little they could save. The Tiber River glowed red, reflecting the horror of the heavens. In the midst of this apocalypse stood Emperor Nero. Some say he wept, others claim he watched from a tower, strumming a lyre. But what we know is this: when the fire ended, a third of Rome was gone. For many, it was tragedy. For Nero, it was opportunity. He envisioned a city made new and at its heart. He imagined a palace unlike any the world had ever known. Chapter 2. The birth of the Domus Aurea. Nero called it the Domus Aurea, the golden house, not merely a residence, but a living symbol of divine power and artistic perfection. It sprawled over 300 acres, stretching from the Palatine to the Esquiline Hills. It absorbed entire neighborhoods into its design. Gardens rolled like waves of emerald, dotted with peacocks and antelope. A colossal artificial lake shimmered where the Colosseum now stands. Statues lined the walkways, each more intricate than the last dot. And then there was the statue, the Colossus of Nero, towering nearly 35 meters high. It stood like a god at the entrance, greeting the sky and all who dared to enter. Inside the palace, rooms unfurled like the petals of a golden lotus. Ceilings were encrusted with mother of pearl, dining rooms with panels of ivory, walls painted with mythical beasts and floral arabesques in vivid reds, greens, and ochres. There were fountains that sang, ceilings that spun, and hidden mechanisms that released rose petals and perfume from above. The crown jewel, a circular banquet hall that rotated day and night, mimicking the movement of the heavens. Here, Nero would dine while the stars revolved above him, his voice echoing off domes of gilded plaster. It was a world of shadowed luxury, of wine and poetry, of whispered footsteps and eternal twilight. Chapter 3. A night in the palace now. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking its halls. It is night. You step barefoot across the floor of cool mosaic tile. Its fingers graze a wall painted with vines, each leaf carefully shaded to mimic the light of the moon. A torch flickers softly, casting golden reflections on the polished marble. The scent of frankincense lingers. Somewhere nearby, the soft splash of a fountain whispers like a lullaby. In the distance, you hear laughter, gentle, ghostly like wind through an olive grove. You pass a chamber where poets once recited verses to the rhythm of flutes. A servant glides past, silent as the breeze, a silver tray of figs and honey in their hands. Above you, a dome twinkles with inlaid glass. Petals fall from hidden slots in the ceiling. You stretch out a hand, and one lands in your palm. Scent is of roses in memory. This is no ordinary night. You are walking through a dream, wrapped in silk and ancient quiet. Chapter 4. The Fall of the Dream, but dreams cannot last. Nero's empire began to crumble. His extravagance, once admired, became a burden. The Senate grew wary. The people whispered. In 68 AD, rebellion broke. Nero, abandoned by allies and declared a public enemy, fled. In a villa outside Rome, he took his own life. The dream of the Domus Aurea died with him. The new rulers saw the palace not as beauty, but as shame. Too much gold, too much pride. They buried it. They filled the grand halls with dirt, built public baths above its foundations, and in the years to come, where the lake once sparkled, they raised the Colosseum monument to blood and stone. Slowly, deliberately, the Golden House was erased. Chapter 5. Rediscovery and Renaissance. Centuries passed. Rome changed. New empires rose and fell. The Domus Aurea became legend. Then, in the late 1400s, a boy chasing a ball fell through a hole in the Esquiline Hill. He found himself in a cave, lit only by a shaft of light. He looked up, and on the ceiling above him were paintings, still vibrant, still alive. Artists came to see it. Raphael, Michelangelo, and their students climbed into the hill, crawling through the ruins by candlelight. A copy, what they saw of the faces, the birds, the foliage. The style became known as grotesque, from grotto, meaning cave. The Domus Aurea lived again in frescoes, in chapels, in the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Nero's secret world whispered its stories into the Renaissance. Chapter 6. The Sleeping City. Beneath your feet today, only fragments remain. The palace sleeps beneath the ground, hidden under modern buildings, parks, and traffic. But walk near the Colosseum, and beneath your steps lies a buried dream. The Domus Aurea is still there, silent, waiting. It is not open every day. It cannot be fully excavated. Sometimes, in spring or fall, guided tours descend into its depths. Visitors wear helmets and walk through humid tunnels. Their breath, fog in the air. They see walls painted 2,000 years ago. They see the fragments of a forgotten world, and maybe, just maybe, they feel what you feel now. The quiet pull of the past, the warmth of a golden room, the echo of a night that never truly ended. Ending drift into sleep now, as your eyes grow heavy and your breathing slows. Imagine yourself lying beneath the stars of ancient Rome. The palace is dark, but peaceful. The city sleeps above you. The roses fall gently. Towns whisper. And you, a traveler from another time, rest in the heart of a forgotten wonder. Sleep now, and let the Golden House keep you safe till morning.